Hey guys, welcome to this week's show. With me, as always, I have Corey. Uh, Thanks for joining me, Corey. How's it going?
Thanks for having me. Pretty good. Excited to talk some Chell.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's talk some hockey. Yeah, I guess let's just get right into it. Um, Last week, some good matchups here. We'll start with Team Ramrod, now 5-1, sitting in third after defeating Seven on the Ice, who falls to 3-3, defending champion. That was a little revenge for last year for me. Why don't you tell me about this one?
Yeah, it's a big loss for Mark too. Going 4-2 would have been nice. I didn't see too much yours this week. I feel like you had the lead for most of the week though.
I was. It was more Saturday that kind of got for me. My
Oh yeah,
boys showed.
you guys both put up good weeks. Goalie stats, not so much, but
Oh yeah, I had to pick up a goalie on Sunday just to make sure I kept my saves because that's the only
oh
one I had.
yeah.
So every other goalie set, my goalies were terrible this week. So yeah,
Yeah,
luckily
no,
my players showed up.
yeah, both your players played well. Just you got the slight edge on a few categories.
That's right, Mark. You remember that. Tage Sexual going 3-3 now after defeating the cherry picking daddy here at 0-6-0 now. What happened here?
Yeah, we ridiculed Travis's goalies, and they showed up for a week, and that's what happens when his goalies play well. So good win, big win for him, and keep Kyle 0-6.
I shouldn't have listened to Kyle.
Yeah, I
No.
know. I know you
No.
win.
Big win for Travis getting back up to 500, right? Um, Kyle continues his losing ways. Maybe this week, Kyle. I don't know. Maybe. Derek here was the Rasmus Dahlin fan club defeated Y'all Try the Beef 8-6. Derek now at 5-1. Dalter the opposite 1-5. What do you got to say about this one?
Yeah, Daltrey had a solid week. Just couldn't get the edge over Derek. Derek's goalie really played well, and it was the difference maker.
Yeah, it's a big matchup. Uh, Daltrey was close. He kept it close, 8-6, right? I know at work the other day he was scrounging to make his pickups. He's like, "What do I do?" But he didn't get it done. That's all.
Yeah, That's a couple in a row, I think, for him. Tight losses.
Yeah, like he's right in his matchups, but he's just not finishing. Ready to Rumble also sitting at 5-1. So three teams at 5-1. Um, Defeating Dude Where's Makar, who's 2-4 now. Defeating 12-2. What happened in this matchup?
Yeah, the difference was goalies. The goalies took all five stats, and Dan's offense. So the next team didn't really show up too much offensively, but Nick got it done.
It's got
Five
that
goals,
army of goalies, right? So
and they played well though. Those top ranked goalies.
that's it. Three in the top 10, in case you didn't know. The only undefeated team, 5-0-1 here, Braden, the Jagerbombs, defeated Suck My OJ. He's now 2-3-1, off to a slow start, Neil. But what do you got to say with this?
Yeah, Neil didn't have a bad week, but Braden's was better. And you know what? I went with Neil in this one, and boy, was I wrong. Keeps them undefeated going into this week against you.
That's it. That's what I wanted. I want to take that from him.
The big golden cock.
No, no, I'm not taking that from anyone. A good win for Braden, big win. Neil has a good team. Neil he's off to a slow start. It's not like his team usually, his team performs a lot better. Taking the loss to Braden, I'm sure that one hurts him. Clefbaum getting his second win of the season here, 2-4 now after defeating Roop. There it is at 1-4-1. Uh, what do you got to say about this one?
Yeah, Kyle's team showed up, and goalies were mediocre, but that's all he needed against Roop here. And his offense showed up though. Good week for him. He needed that win too. Big big win.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle's like selling yet. I think he's borderline, but like a big win. Maybe get some momentum, climb back in. Like no one's out. Obviously, we're 5 weeks in. There's still a lot of time. If you're gonna turn it around, you gotta turn it around sooner rather than later, right? You don't want to go 0-6 and then like, I have no other choice if I'm gonna blow it up now. The whole shaft at 4-2 now after defeating you, sitting at 3-2-1, 11-3. What happened here?
Yeah, his team just outperformed me. I thought it was pretty close. Just Saturday, my team didn't show up, and I don't think his did it really either too much. But he didn't need anything because I was playing catch up. So good for him.
They did what they had to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his goalies played well.
Yeah, it's a big win for whole shaft now at 4-2. You're still good, floating above 500, right? So
It's close.
sixth place still, right? So you're still good. You can afford that loss.
Yep.
Paulie the goalie bringing himself back up to 500 with a 7-6 victory over Captain Crunch, who's now 2-4. What do you got to say about this?
Yeah, his goalies leading him in victory here, going 4-0 in the goalie stats. Close week otherwise for both of them. A lot of shorthanded points this week, I found.
Yeah.
There's I had at one point I had Hischier and gets one and I'm like, oh, I'm still down by one now. It's like so disappointed.
It doesn't seem like it's that rare this season. There's some every week.
Yeah. That's a big win for Sean though to go 3-3.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still he climbed into eighth spot. I know it's still early in talking about playoffs, but it's better to be in those spots than not, right? So you don't want to come from behind.
Yeah, it's nice to be on the winning end of a one point win. Sucks
Yeah.
to be in right now.
Why don't you tell me about the prediction race here?
All right,
What's going on?
we had a pretty good week 6 here. Kyle and Travis both coming in at 7-1.
Wow.
Kyle only predicting Neil to win wrong, and Travis predicted Kyle to lose. So he went 7-1. I went 5-3, predicting myself, Neil, and Domo to win. Kyle went 4-0. It was not a tie, dude. Where's my car? Got destroyed. And then you went 3-5. So now we have a pretty close uh, front end here with Travis 35 wins, me and Kyle with 34, and you at 29. But you're only 6 back. That's 1 week, right? So
Well, I hope a really good week. Like,
yeah. Well, hey, there's been 1 8-0 week. That helps, and
that's
I'm
all
still not winning though. So I guess it doesn't mean everything, right?
I need the other teams not to pick the same as me. That's what I need.
Yeah. You went off the board last week. Just they picked the right team.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a good race. Like there's still like 15 weeks left. Like yeah, I think that's what we have. So a lot of time. Things might shift around. Hopefully you guys stumble on one week. That's all right. Let's talk about some trades. I don't think there were a lot. There were one, two, three, four, five trades. So it's not too bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
First one here we have Captain Crunch gathering his senators up, picking up Jake Sanderson for Nicholas Robertson going to Roop. There it is. What do you think of this one?
It's a mediocre trade. Just swapping out some really depth players. It's
Yeah,
a pretty fair to each side. There's not much value there, and then there's a lot of youth, right?
this is a Leaf and Senators fan swapping players to get
Yeah.
their rookies. Like, no, I don't really want to talk about this one. It's a meaningless trade,
Yeah, not much to say.
but
A lot to say here.
a lot to say here. Roop, there it is. Trades Rasmus Dahlin at an 18th over to the Rasmus Dahlin fan club. for seventh round. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I think it's a good trade for Derek. Seventh round pick. There's not a whole lot of gaps in his roster, I'd say, right? So don't give him a seventh. Who cares what you're getting back at that point, really? Uh, you got the better player. You got a good player here, right?
You got the only player.
So, yeah, well, yeah, but some people would even say keeper worthy player.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's those people are crazy.
What do you think of this trade? I think it's good. Sorry for Derek, but I think Casey, if he was a little bit more patient, might have got more for him.
The only thing I can criticize about this trade, because I think like fair value, a seventh round is exactly the maximum he should get for Rasmus Dahlin, in my opinion. Um, but he should have got a player back. Anyone. Give me a body back, because if it's someone maybe I can flip. Uh, I don't know. I don't like seeing a deal go without a player going both ways. Like it just
If he's just gonna pick up somebody on the wire, he already has the Zion. Who cares?
yeah, but you can pick that up after you try and peddle this other guy you get.
Yeah, some people like I know some other GMs are really picky on actually getting some value in their player back and not just taking the waiver like
Yeah,
ends. But that's how you keep it going, right?
yeah, that's it. You just gotta keep upgrading, right? If you're in that position. But I thought again, the seventh is perfect for Darlene. Um, yeah, I thought I like it for both teams. I like this deal for both teams. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna start some kind of argument like we already had in the chat for like 3 days. Uh, Captain Crunch and Root, there it is. So Captain Crunch receiving Alex Tuck, a seventh, another seventh, and an eighth in exchange for Rupe Hintz, a 16, a 16, and a 17. What do you think of this trade?
I know like he gets the player he wants, but it's a lot to pay. I don't feel like a duo is necessarily the best angled approach to even go with. You have some weeks that your keepers are only to play 2 games. That way, if you're running two of them, right? So to pay a lot in this early, and it's an only center, which I find are a lot easier to acquire in this league because I don't know. I just find they're easier to get. They're less desirable as keepers. I think it's too much to pay this early when you could have waited for people to be willing to sell off, let's say, and maybe get somebody else. But
I think he had to overpay though, because that was one of Captain Crunch's keepers, right? So you have to overpay. I don't know if I like the third pick, but really
I
maybe
feel like I feel like it's a lot. I feel like it's a lot. Like
it is
why
a
do
lot.
if you're selling off this year, why do you need to make the pay the price right now? Why not be more patient and see what else is available? That's all I'll
He
say.
wanted this guy specifically, right? He wanted to pair up with Robertson. So he wanted the duo, the Dallas duo. So to pay, like, I probably would have maybe seed the two picks. The third pick to me is a little overpayment, but again, I understand you have to overpay if a guy's not for sale.
Yeah,
And
I just don't understand why the need to overpay this early. But good on Domo. He got tucked back too, which is I think he's a good player. He
yeah,
has some value if he can stay healthy for sure. Like, yeah, good on him.
yeah, yeah, I
Adds to the
agree.
right.
A good haul for Rupe.
Yeah, exactly.
Whole shaft here involved with dude. Where's my car? Uh, Dan getting Joel Erickson Eck and an 18th. Whole shaft here. Nick getting Pacioretty in a ninth. What do you think of this?
I like this trade for both sides. I'm not sure why Nick's going this far into the selling. I like Eck as a player. I think he's pretty balanced across the board. A little bit slow start offensively right now, but he's still young. I think there's time. Ninth is a good return for him though. Um, and Pacioretty is just who Dan to get rid of, I guess. Um, yeah, I think for if he's trying to sell them off, good on them. I think it's a good value trade.
I like the deal for Nick. He got a good pick, and he got Pacioretty, who's already started skating. I know he's not due back till February, but everyone's been coming back early this year. Uh, probably sits out like another month and a half, and then you might see him playing again, right? So yeah,
It's
he's in a spot where he can afford to have him just lay on his bench. Then Pacioretty could be a game changer when he comes back. Plays on a high offense Carolina team now, so he likes to shoot.
yeah.
The thing
If
is,
he
though, will he get injured again?
yeah
Will he
if he
get?
yeah exactly. He's pretty old too, right? 36.
It's more like he's injury prone like a lot, right? So
Yeah,
every
exactly.
season. When he was on my team, I mean he got injured during the our playoffs. So like all playoffs, I didn't have him. So I'm a little upset with that, but
Couldn't
telling
tell.
you. Blake Wheeler and an 11th going to Captain Crunch here. You receiving a Heiskanen and a 14th. Why don't you tell me about this trade?
Yeah, he said Heiskanen's available for pickup grade, so I sent him a trade and he took it. Uh, Heiskanen's pretty well-rounded D-man. I only having to pay up 11th to get him. I gave two D-man up in the trade for Batherson there, so I had room to acquire one. And Blake Wheeler was doing well. I had trouble letting like he wasn't doing well enough that I wanted to keep him for go for like on my playoff push, let's say. But he was tough to move because he wasn't putting up depth stats, but he was getting like he was putting up like a point per game almost. But so was Heiskanen. So I think in the long run this will be a better trade. Like
That's
I'm
a
happy.
big enough player to give back, right? So we got an
Mhm.
11th in Wheeler, so you got fair value there. So then you got a defenseman, which I think maybe you need a little upgrade in defense there, and just shore up your depth in defense. And Dallas scores a lot of points. They put up a lot of goals. So
Yep.
I like the trade. I like the trade for both.
Some big trades this week.
Yeah, not too bad. All right. There we go. Let's talk about this week's matchups. To me, maybe I'm biased, but I think this is the biggest match of the week. Uh, First and third going at it, 5-0-1 Jager Bombs versus the 5-1 Team Ramrod. Who you got here?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Braden. Yeah. I think he has the better all around team right now still.
Ooh,
But
I'm going to disagree with you.
I hope so. I hope you do.
I'm going to go obviously with Team Ramrod. Well, his goaltending is probably better than mine has been. Mine has been shit last week with Anderson hurt, but I feel my guys are just gonna outscore and outgrind his. I already have Romanov. Earlier when I checked, he had 8 hits through 2 periods. Like it's on fire this week.
Ah,
My boys know it's important. Like they're showing up.
yep.
But I'm gonna go with Ramrod as I always do. I think it's gonna be a good week. I mean, two good teams, top three teams right now in the league, so it's gonna be a big matchup. So y'all tried the beef, sit at 1-5, going up against Tage Sexual 3-3. Who you got here?
Gonna give it to Daltrey. I just think he has a better team. Not much to say.
Yeah, not much to say there, I guess. Ah, I'm I don't know. Daltrey's been struggling so much right now. I'm gonna have to go with Travis. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and see if Tage can carry him to victory over the beef. But
Tage.
yeah, he's very excited about Tage. Roop, there it is, sitting at 1-4-1, taking on the only pointless team in the league. Cherry picking daddy sitting at 0-6-0. Who you got here?
I'm gonna go with Kyle. No real rhyme or reason. I don't mind his team. Just besides he sold off all the pieces they pretty much, but um I'm not very impressed with Casey's team either. So
Yeah, this is a bottom of the barrel matchup here. But I'm gonna go Casey. I give Casey the benefit of the doubt in this one. Kyle hasn't proven he can win a game yet, so I'm not gonna pick it. Dude who wears my car sitting at 2-4, taking on 7 on the ice, our defending champion here at 3-3. Who do you got here?
This is a tough one. I'm thinking Dan. Taking a look.
Doing some scouting.
Yeah, I just ooh. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Dan on this one.
It's fair.
Go with the underdog a little bit, but I like his team. His goalies just need like his goalies aren't doing too bad when they're playing. Like Corvusalo, he picked up and is getting a lot of starts, and Knight's been starting a lot more in Florida too. And DeMarc really just depends on Pittsburgh. So
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Mark though. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt again. Defending champion. Like I'm gonna go with him. Like last week he ran into some tough competition. That's the only reason he's not 4-2. But I'm gonna have faith in him this week and help me climb back in the rankings here of the predictions. Clef Bomb sitting at 2-4 versus the whole shaft who's sitting at 4-2. Who do you have?
I mean, Nick just kicked my ass, so hard to go against him here. Yep, that's it. I'm gonna go with him.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think Nick's gonna take this. Um, yeah, I just think his roster is just better than Kyle's. That's just
Yep.
the bottom line.
Let's see if
Those
Kyle's.
those keepers help.
They did. They helped him last week against me. So
I must say though, Kyle has a pretty good core of keepers now though.
it's coming
Those
there. It's
Vegas
coming around.
guys are those Vegas guys are clicking this year.
It's true.
So yeah. But I still think he's gonna lose. Pat, you ready to rumble? Sitting at 5-1. His only loss coming to Team Ramrod. Taking on Captain Crunch, who's in at 2-4. Who do you have?
I'm gonna go with Nick. Just the better team. It's not much to say.
I'm gonna go with Nick as well. It's because he has goalies and
Yeah,
Noel has that.
that's
I think
fair.
that's gonna be a deciding factor in this one. I think. Uh, yeah, Nick for the win. Suck my Ojic 2-3-1, taking on Rasmus Dahlin fan club sitting at 5-1. Who do you have?
I feel like Neil's been a few of my prediction losses this year. I'm gonna go with Derek. He hasn't disappointed. I mean, 5-1. So
Yeah, it's hard to go against 5-1, but I'm gonna do it because I think if Neil's goalies has some good games this week, which they've been struggling a bit, but if they can pull them through, I think he has a good chance at winning. So I'm gonna go with you, Neil. Don't let me down.
see how that goes.
Saucier Pass in at 3-2-1, taking on Paulie the goalie, who's at 3-3. Who do you have?
Gonna go with myself. It's gonna be an easy weekend, Sean. Send him to 3-4. It's gonna feel good. Going down, Sean.
I'm gonna choose you as well because I like when Sean loses. Um, that's my only motivation. It's nothing against his team. I just enjoy seeing him lose. So I'm gonna pick you.
Well, I let you down last week, so
Yeah, I didn't learn though. I didn't learn from my mistake.
and then you comment on you don't want to go for the guy with no wins when you went with him last week against Travis.
Yeah, he convinced me. He was very convincing, and then nothing he said would happen came true.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
never again, Kyle. You can't hurt me like that anymore.
Baby,
Anyway,
hurt me.
thanks for joining me, Corey. This is a fast show, guys. Not a lot to cover. There wasn't a lot to cover this week. It was pretty straightforward.
Pick up the
Um,
trades.
yeah, a few trades. Like, guys, start talking to each other. Be friends. I know there's trades out there. People are inquiring about players, so hopefully something gets done here. I like to see some movement in the league. With that, Thanks for joining me, Corey. Good luck, everyone. Finally, it's my Braden bye week. I can't wait.
Have a good one.
Have a good week, everyone.